Ladies and gentlemen, this is a landmark day for the channel because I finally reached an agreement with one of my biggest rivals. And against my better judgment, he will be my future co-host for all Chucky reviews, and maybe even a little bit more than that. So without further delay, I'd like to reintroduce you to Chucky's #1 fan, Cancel Joe. Finally, we're going to get some real objective criticism around here. All hail Chucky. Well, your argument already kind of collapsed on itself there, but I'm gonna be the bigger man here and let that slide. You mean the bigger man, baby? Why don't you grow up, get a job, and stop watching a show that you claim you don't like? I knew I was gonna regret this. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
So since last week, there was news that Don Mancini already has season 4 of this show planned out. How this series continues to get renewed, season after season, is a mystery to me. And I have to ask the question again, is there any way that we can find a loophole that removes all the rights to Chucky away from Don Mancini? Why would we do that exactly? Don has been putting in some of the best work of his career with this show. You are literally the only one who hates it. Well, my comment section says otherwise, but let's move on. This episode starts with the strangest and most out-of-place subplot of this season. The ghosts of the White House warning Price and the First Lady that Chucky is the one who killed the president. Of course, they don't even know who Chucky is, so this is the setup for this thinly veiled conflict that we have for this episode. That ghost deserves some consequences. Snitches get stitches, even if they're already dead. The rest of the episode consists of Price manipulating the situation and manipulating the First Lady. And he accomplishes pretty much nothing in the process. In fact, I'm starting to wonder why his character exists at all. He does appoint a body double to the position of president as a way of maintaining security. This pretty much leads to a series of scenes with this body double, also played by Devon, pretty much being a bumbling idiot and adding just one more layer of quirkiness to this show that it desperately did not need. At this point, I have to be honest, I like Devon, but I'm getting a little bit tired of him playing multiple characters. I think that gimmick has run its course already. Wrong again! Devon should play more roles just because you don't want him to. In fact, make him every member of the presidential cabinet as far as I'm concerned. Recast the First Lady as Devon as well. Devon kissing Devon is the ship that we all want anyway. Not all of us. Jake and Devon return from their little getaway and tell Lexi about Chucky being on the verge of death. Lexi points out that she still needs information from Chucky about Caroline's whereabouts, because if he dies, she will never find her. Perhaps it's best we never find her, considering the last time we saw her, she had turned into a little psychopath. I don't even remember if the characters know that, but as an audience member, I know that, so it makes me not care about any of this. Lexi also tells Jake that he has to give her the details about his and Devon's escapades. Is it still weird to anyone that these two characters are now so close? Especially given how annoying Jake is always, and how much of a bitch Lexi is and has been to him? It's not annoying to me. People grow. Get over it. And I also want to hear the details of what happened in that hotel room. In fact, I live for it. When Jake, Lexi, and Devon arrive at the White House for their double date with Grant, Jake expresses his doubts about the situation and is concerned for his and Devon's safety. Maybe you should have thought about that last week when you had a golden opportunity to get away scot-free and go live your life. I think I understand why they chose a political backdrop for this season, because Jake flip-flops more than a politician. Jake is the final girl in this situation. We wouldn't have a show without him. Yes, Queen! During an extremely awkward dinner scene at the White House, Lexi cracks and tells Grant everything about Chucky. Lexi apologizes for using him and tells him that she actually likes him a lot. It was here for a brief moment that I thought Lexi had turned a corner as a character, but nope, she returns to being the most unlikable person possible with her very next line of dialogue, when she tells Grant to skip the teen movie drama moment of him being mad at her. Lexi once again not really taking responsibility for her own unlikable actions. Color me surprised. To be honest, I wish this entire show would skip the teen movie drama, but apparently that's what Don Mancini thinks Chucky fans want now. Your Lexi obsession is unhealthy, and frankly, a bit misogynistic at this point. She don't need no man to hold her accountable for anything. She does need a man to get her into the White House, but I guess we'll just ignore that. During this time, Chucky has taken Henry and the president's body double hostage and gone to the situational room where his plan is to launch nukes and start World War III. I just have to say that this show has maybe the most useless Secret Service agents ever put on screen. Trained men with guns killed by a 3-foot-high doll. Lexi, Devon, and Jake show up in the situational room before Chucky can launch the nukes, and Jake stops him by tripping him, and then the body double for the president shoots Chucky. But before Chucky turns into ash like a vampire from a Blade movie, he manages to launch one nuke at the North Pole, all while he's saying, "F*** Santa Claus." It's almost impressive how this show finds new ways to grasp the lowest hanging fruit each and every week, all in an effort to be as cringe as humanly f***ing possible. Christmas is cancelled this year. Santa isn't nothing but an incel anyway. I mean, he only comes out of his house once a year? Sounds about right for a sweaty neckbeard. This show ends with the ghost of Charles Lee Ray standing in the halls of the White House. And it was at this moment that I realized the whole purpose for this weird Ghost in the White House subplot. It was all a setup to punish us by making this show never end. They have to keep finding new ways to bring Chucky back, instead of just letting this franchise die along with any credibility that it once had. And yet you still watch it. And you'll be watching it next week too. The evolution of Charles Lee Ray's character has been brilliant. The spirit of Chucky will live on forever, and there's nothing you online grifters can do about it.
Y'all be cool. Right on.